Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 9:11-22. Sayaihi sprishto bhidrishto va samvishto no gatopi va kosalaste yayohu stanam yatra gachanti yoginah. The translation as per our beloved founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Lord Ramachandra returned to his abode to which bhakti yogis are promoted. This Lord Ramachandra, he returned to his abode, to where bhakti yogis are promoted. This is the place to which all the inhabitants of Ayodhya went after they served the Lord in his manifest pastimes by offering him obeisances, touching his lotus feet, fully observing him a father like king, sitting or lying down with him like equals, or even just accompanying him. Now, after the Lord returned to his kingdom, getting uh, Sita, who was abducted abducted, and the Lord successfully, with the help of the monkey army, brought Mother Sita back to the kingdom. Then one day he heard someone gossiping about Lord Ram's about his wife Sita, and he did not like it. They were wondering if she is chaste now that she has stayed away from her husband for a long time, whether she was chaste or not. And then Lord did not like it, and he immediately abandoned Mother Sita. So these are the Lord's pastimes, and for the sake of the morality, the Lord, for the sake of morality and establishing the ideal, ideal behavior, moral behavior, Lord Ram, he sent his wife, Mother Sita, to the forest. So Lord Ram is more of a moral, he's more like a moral king, and he demonstrates the same. And he is uh, so he when he was also walking in the forest of Dandakaranya, his lotus feet were pricked by thorns, and it did not matter to him as such, because he is beyond all this material modes of nature. But the Lord likes to place such lotus feet in the heart of devotees. And some people say that after the Lord returned to his abode, he merged into his own effulgence, and they speak like that about. But Bhagavan Shri Ram is always a personal. He is a person. He went to his abode in his full glory. He did not disappear in the Brahma Jyoti or his own effulgence. That is not the way to take it. So this in Bhagavad Gita, in the purport, Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah tatvadeham punarjanma naiti mameti sojana. Naiti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. Here, this is confirmed. All the inhabitants of Ayodhya who saw Lord Ramachandra as citizens, served him as servants, and sat and talked with him as friends, or were somehow or other present during his reign, went back home, back to Godhead. After giving up the body, the devotee who becomes perfect in devotional service enters that particular universe where Lord Ram or Lord Krishna is engaged in his pastimes. Then, after being trained to serve the Lord in various capacities in the Prakat Leela, the devotee is finally promoted to Sanatan Dham, the supreme abode in the spiritual world. The Sanatan Dham is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Parastasmat bhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatana. One who enters the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is called Nitya Leela Pravishta. To understand clearly why Lord Ram returned, it is mentioned here that Lord went to that particular place where the Bhakti yogis go. To understand clearly why Lord Ramachandra returned, The impersonalists misunderstand the statements of Bhagavatam to mean that the Lord entered his own effulgence and became impersonal. But the Lord is a person. His devotees are persons. Indeed, the living entities like Lord were persons in the past, they are persons in the present, and they'll continue to be persons even after giving up the body. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. And in the next shloka here, we have 9 Srimad Bhagavatam 9:11-23. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanai Rupadharayana Andru Shansaparo Rajan Karma Bandhar Vimuchate. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. From the bondage of fruitive activities. Here, in the material world, everyone is envious of someone else. Even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in spiritual activities, other devotees are envious of him. Such envious devotees are not completely freed from the bondage of birth and death. As long as one is not completely freed from the cause of birth and death, one cannot enter Sanatan Dham or the eternal pastimes of the Lord. One becomes envious because of being influenced by the designations of the body, but the liberated devotee has nothing to do with the body and therefore is completely dependent on the transcendental platform. The designations of the body, I am this, I am that, I am the daughter of this, so and so, I am the father of this, so and so, I'm mother of so and so, and then I'm all such designations. The family, to begin with. A devotee is never envious of anyone, even his enemy, because he knows that the Lord is his supreme protector. He thinks, what harm can the so called enemy do? Thus, a devotee is confident about his protection. The Lord says, Ye yathamam prapadyante, tans tathaiva bhajamyaham. According to the proportion of one's surrender unto me, I respond accordingly. According to the proportion of one's surrender unto me. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense of Vaishnava. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing chanting is freed from the disease of envy and becomes eligible to go back to Godhead. So this was about the return of Lord Ram, the departure of Lord Ram to his own abode, and this it is said that it is a very beautiful shloka of Bhagavatam where it says, Andrushan se paro rajan karma bandhair vimuchyate. Simply by the process of hearing of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. So it is it is so important. So how can Lord Ram uh, be misunderstood? Those who do not understand the transcendental pastimes of the Lord say so, but the Lord has assured everyone, and He has given in the Bhagavad Gita all this, and so we must always have this view, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, about Lord Ram and Krishna, and we should not forget our position that we are Jiver Swarup Hai Krishna Nityadas as Sriman Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dictates to Srila Sanatana Goswami. When he asked, who am I? So uh, this is a very nice shloka, and it says that whoever listens to the pastimes of Lord Ram will be freed from disease of envy and liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities, karma bandhaihim. Hare Krishna.